How's that sound? Good?
It sounds good, yeah.
All right. Chad and Amy. Joel's in the house. Joe B. driving in his car. Allie Zansberg. There's your mom,
Mine?
a.k.a. Zoom user. Yep.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Mom.
Matt, what's going on, my man? Sent you out a package today, Matt, so it should be there soon. I see Matt D as well with his nice looking, that's a real beard right there. Not like mine. That's a real beard. Von Lewis. Julian. Laying down all cozy as usual. Cozy wozy. All right. Natalie, get this
Chuck.
party started.
Take it away. You always take it away. Why are you acting brand new?
No, I was wondering why you weren't talking at all.
Oh, I was getting my computer set up. And
Jessica Sutherland, your daughter's name.
ooh,
is Hope.
Kelly's wearing them. I see you, Kelly. I see you, girl.
We got Eddie P. Kelly.
Amanda and Brandon. Matt D.
There's two Kellys in here tonight. Mitzi is in the house.
Oh, I see Wendy.
Who you got with
Ooh,
you?
Brandy, I see you.
Who you got with you? Chris? Is it Chris?
Joe B's
Chris.
driving.
Chris, a.k.a. I call you Najist. Who's with you, Chris? Is your name? What's your name again? Your first name. Najist 18. I'm drinking canned Kool-Aid. I promise. All right, guys, let's get this party started. Welcome. Thanks for joining us again for the Recover Out Loud meeting. We got an
Happy
amazing guest tonight. You remember her name? You remember her name?
Wendy, where are you? Melissa.
It's Melissa.
I got you, girl. He likes to do this. That's his MO. Emily, you knew it?
Well, we're super excited, Melissa, to have you tonight. And I just want to finish wrapping up my little portion. I just like to remind everybody the reason why the Hopeaholics exists and the reason why we recover out loud is because on 9/11 of 2022, I lost my son-in-law, Justin, to fentanyl. My daughter found him dead. And we call it fentanyl poisoning around here because there's no safe dose of illicit fentanyl, like at all. Mm-hmm. So anytime anybody's taking fentanyl, it's a potential poisoning. So we started this podcast just to be the voice for the people that have lost their lives and hopefully offer some hope to people that are out there struggling, and any of the people in the room tonight. If you're having a hard time or whatever, I hope you put your hand up and share and let us know what's going on with you. Because we do recover, we do recover. And there's so many of us on the Zoom tonight that are living proof that recovery works. And on top of that, there's 3 people in this room that are living proof that recovery works. Do you have anything else you want to say before we turn it over to the speaker?
Amen to that. I think
I did pretty good.
You did pretty good.
Yeah. I felt a little off when I first, when we first started.
Why?
Yeah. I don't know. I was thinking about a bunch of other stuff, work stuff, and jumping right into the podcast, into the Recover Out Loud meeting.
Well, now you're here.
I'm here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Grateful for all of you guys, man. I'm like, this meeting is like everything to me. This is like, I consider this my home group. I do one other major 12-step meeting every Friday night as well. That's my other in-person meeting that I go to, Mm-hmm. to be of service.
Yes.
And to participate in your own recovery.
And for the newcomer. Like, I literally mostly go for the newcomer.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I go to meetings, to show people that, you know, it works. Melissa,
Yes.
take it away.
Do you want me to just tell my story?
Yep.
Yeah.
You just go ahead.
All you have to do right here and right now is say, I'm Melissa and I'm an alcoholic, and it's yours, and the floor is yours.
Yep.
Okay.
For like 20 minutes.
All
Yep.
right.
The timer.
There'll be a
Is right
timer right
there.
up there.
Oh,
It'll
I
ding in
see
your
it.
ears when it's.
Yeah.
Okay, I got this.
You
Okay,
got this.
Melissa, alcoholic. So I have a sobriety date of August 31st, 2011. Just celebrated a birthday not too long ago.
Nice.
I actually started drinking when I was 23 years old. So I've been sober longer than I actually was drinking. So I've been sober 14 years and I drank for like 11 years. I was a good kid. I wasn't, I followed all the rules. I was pretty responsible and my parents were very strict. When I turned 20 years old, I decided to be a waitress, and I worked at this place called Northwoods Inn in Covina. It's a steakhouse, and that's where I learned how to drink. After working a shift, serving people all day, you kind of need to unwind by having a cocktail. And then I just had more and more. I've never used drugs. Still, only alcohol, pure alcoholic. So I started working at Northwoods, started my drinking career there, got a DUI, got another DUI. And I ended up getting fired from Northwoods Inn. And I just took myself and everything over to another restaurant and did the same thing. And fast forward to right before I decided to get sober, I was working at a club. It's a restaurant, but it was a club restaurant. And I was working there and I was getting drunk there every single night, where my manager was like, girl, you can't even drink water when you're at work. Like, you just have to chill. And I couldn't. No matter what, I loved driving drunk. I loved being drunk. I couldn't associate with anyone unless I was intoxicated. I couldn't dance. I couldn't do anything. I didn't feel like comfortable in my own skin unless I had something that was going to help me. And that was alcohol for me. So, I continued to drink, excessively until I lost completely everything. And I went to rehab in San Bernardino at the Gibson House for Women. It's pretty rough there, but I lasted 3 months, came home, stayed sober for 3 months, and then went back out after that. And I was out for a pretty long time, probably 2 years, I would say. And then I went to a sober living in Covina, and I drank there after a month because I was working at this place, and it really wasn't a place I probably should have been working. And I drank in the closet at sober living, some Boone's Farm, so classy.
Oh, yeah.
I was going for it. So after that, they wanted to test me. I was like, no, I'm drunk. I'm not paying $20. And I left. And I only had like 2 trash bags full of stuff. And I looked on Craigslist and rented a room. And that's where I continued my drinking for, I would say, 6 more months, until one night I would drink to get blacked out. And one night I drank and I guess I didn't know what I was doing. I woke up and I had a belt tied around my neck. I guess I tried to kill myself. So that really scared me. And I was like, I want to stop. I'm going to die. I'm going to kill myself. My family, I lost everything already. My family had restraining order on me. I wasn't allowed to talk to my mom, my brothers, nothing. And that next day, I called my friend and she's like, you have to give everything up, your job, everything, walk away from everything. And at that moment, that's what I did. I quit my job. I quit everything I was doing. And I would go every day. She was the manager of the sober living house. And I would go every day and just sit with her, do nothing. I would just go sit with her. And and it helped me to stay sober. Eventually, you know, I started putting some time together. I met my husband in the program. After a year, we got married, and we kind of like, we gained all of those promises that, you know, our promises promised us after we do the step work. We got all of those things. We got our family back. We're sober. We got married, and life was good for a little bit until it wasn't, until, you know, things were coming our way that we didn't know how to handle. And the way we handled those things was with alcohol. And by the grace of God, we were able to stay sober through those 9 years, stepping away from Alcoholics Anonymous.
Oh, wow.
So the reason why we came back is, well, actually my husband came back first. It wasn't me. If it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't have come back to Alcoholics Anonymous. But we found out that he had cancer. And so he had kidney cancer, and it was advanced stage 3 cancer, and they had to do surgery right away. And at that moment, I was kind of lost because, mind you, like, I did have 10 years sober, but at the same time, I didn't have a God of my own understanding. I wasn't working, you know, a program. I wasn't being of service. I wasn't doing anything. I pretty much kept everything that I was given and kind of just put it in my pocket and was like, thank you. Bye now. Like, you know, I don't want anything to do with anyone anymore. And I never really felt like I fit in because I didn't do drugs or anything. And like, I always say, I'm like, I came to AA and people are like missing their teeth and their fingers and all that shit. And I'm like, I have all my digits. I have all my teeth, but I never, like, I was always looking on the outside. I was always looking for like the appearance and how you look on the outside, and I don't look like you and you don't look like me, and that's not what it's about. I remember my first like spiritual experience was hearing Carl speak at a meeting. He's runs the Pointing House in Covina, and he said, and his addiction is so different from mine, and what he said was that he was tired of hurting his parents. He was tired of worrying his mom, and his mom not knowing where he was at night, his mom not knowing if he was alive or dead. And that's something I instantly related to. Instantly, I was like, wow, I'm an alcoholic. Like, I did that to my mom too. And it kind of opened up my eyes, my heart, and I went full force from there. But Jeff, my husband, having cancer, that was a really, 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 like, it sideswiped us, where we thought our life was going so well and we could handle everything. And then when we found out that diagnosis, it was like, what do? We felt lost. And in the midst of that, his mother got COVID, my mother-in-law, and she passed away. So we were dealing with some heavy stuff. And then my cousin too passed away from alcoholism. He's 46 years old. So it was like, what is going on? All these things are hitting us so hard, and we just didn't have the wherewithal or the tools to deal with these things. And my husband just started going back to AA meetings, and he would go and wear a bucket hat and like sit in the back. And they call it, at our club, they call it death row. And like, that's where all the newcomers sit, and like people that don't want to be bothered or talked to, they sit back there. And he would sit back there, and a couple of people were like, Jeff, what are you doing? Like, we know that's you. And so he started asking me, hey, we should go back. Like, we should, you know, you should come, you'll feel better. And I fought it for a while, and then I came back, and we started going to the Sunday Work the Steps or Die meeting. And I was in a lot of pain. And what's really funny is I thought no one knew me. I thought no one remembered me. And there was so much love. People just welcomed us back with open arms. They just really like gravitated towards us and towards what we were going through. And they kind of carried us through it. And in the middle of all that, Jeff and I had started just doing things like a couple step study, where we did this with three other couples, and it's just working the steps together with your significant other or partner, and learning how to implement them in your relationship. And that was such a beautiful thing. And I just realized I was so worried about being lame, like super lame before, you know, like this is dumb, and people are going to make fun of me. And I kind of just let that be. And I just was like, I don't care. There's a thing that they say, you can't save your ass in your face at the same time. Yeah. So that was me. Like, I was like, I don't care. I gotta just do it. And so I just went all in, and I started doing a meeting over at the Puente House, which is a sober living house. How you said you really like working with a newcomer. And that really gave me the opportunity to work with all of the newcomers, the men and the women. I did the meeting today, actually. It's 11 o'clock on Tuesdays. And I go over to the 444, which is the sober living home. And they all come to the backyard, and we have a meeting in the backyard. For an hour. And that's just one of the things that I love to do. That's me being of service now, giving back. I also do, like, I have commitments and stuff like that. But the thing for me that really, I don't know, I would like to really talk about is the fact that emotional sobriety is what I was missing in my life. I was sober from alcohol, but my soul and my heart was not okay. None of that was okay. I was fighting with people. I couldn't go, like, I tell this, like, when I share all the time, but like, I couldn't go to Starbucks. I'm 86 from a couple of Starbucks in the surrounding area because I don't know how to act. And I want to put my hands on people because I'm an emotional mess and I'm in a lot of fear. And I didn't realize that. I didn't realize how much fear-based everything was. All of my actions, every single one of my actions was pure fear. And I enjoyed acting that way. I enjoyed walking around with a chip on my shoulder and fighting people. Like, I liked fighting people. And so whatever, these couple of years that we've been back involved in the program, I've been doing a lot, and I did have an experience. I would like to share it. It's quite embarrassing, but I'm gonna pull my covers. So like 3 months ago, I just got a new car. So you know, the newer cars, when you stop, the gas like turns off.
Oh yeah.
Right. And so it takes a while to start again. And I just got this car. So I'm all happy. You know, I'm all spiritual now. I'm spiritual. I'm going back to AA. And I'm in my car, and the light turns green. I don't go fast enough for the people behind me. So they start wilding out, like honking the horn, you know, flipping me off. And I'm like, no, Melissa, you're going to do the right thing. So I like pull over so they could go around me. And no, they thought that I was pulling over to fight. So I was like, oh my God, what do I do? I'm trying to, you know, work the principles and be in God's will, not Melissa's will. But no, it didn't happen that way. So she got out of the car and hit the top of my car, and I was like, oh, it's on. So I got out of my car, and there's a guy with her, and he she was chest bumping me, and so I was like, back up. And the guy like touched me. And so I got really scared, and then I just started fighting with her. And I was 13 years sober, and I'm doing this, and we're fighting in the parking lot, Sam's Club, on the floor, rolling around like two damn fools, right? No one's helping. They're just driving by, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. And I tell her, let's stop. And she's like, let go of me. And after I was crying so hard, I left. My fingernails are bleeding. I was crying. And usually I call my husband, and I'm like, you're not going to believe what happened. And all it does is it freaks him out. He's worried about me. Mm-hmm. He wants to get to me as soon as possible. And this time I did something different. I called my sponsor. And I was like, and my sponsor's name is Bobby. And I was like, Bobby, this happened, I was so disappointed in myself because I felt like I'm trying to do the right thing, and even doing the right thing, it's not doing the right thing. So what am I doing wrong here? And I just had to give myself a little grace. Like, I mean, I'm not perfect. I think God, he didn't allow that fight to happen, but he allowed me to see, he allowed me to see that I'm not perfect. And there's something different in the way that I reacted this time. There's something different in the way that I wasn't the cause of what happened. And I have a solution now, which I didn't have a solution for anything before. Anything. I just was in my own will. I wasn't in God's will at all. Now, like we were talking about a little earlier, the God I grew up with was a Catholicism. I was afraid if I did anything bad, I was going to be punished. I was a bad girl. I was going to hell. All of that stuff. And being in AA and working with my sponsor, it's taught me that I could have a God of my own understanding, a God that I could talk to and ask questions to. And when I started believing that and started doing that, I started hearing things. I started hearing God talking to me, telling me it's going to be okay, or you should do this, or and it's so real to me. It's so real. Like, I feel a presence that I haven't felt before. And this time, like, thank God I didn't go out, the time we were away. But this time being back, I just feel so much more emotionally connected. Like, I'm able to be a sponsor now. I'm able to just give back what was freely given to me. I was able to help, on committees for the women's banquet. We're going on a retreat this weekend. And that I didn't even like to hug people before. I was like, please don't touch me. Or like, I don't know what was wrong with me. I didn't want anything to do with anyone. And when I was again at my rock bottom, but not because of alcohol, because of family and personal things, AA was still there to pick me up and help me out and let me know that I wasn't a piece of shit or I wasn't a bad person, and we could get through this. There's a solution to whatever's going on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. We still have a lot of time.
No.
3 minutes. Okay,
3
good.
minutes.
Yeah.
Good. I
Yeah.
did pretty
You-
good.
you did, yeah.
You did. Killed it.
You did. And I just want to point out, to people that, you can walk away from the program and not pick up, and your life can still become miserable, like
Unmanageable.
unmanageable. It's like, so I was thinking earlier today, this morning, is like, sometimes even being in the program and working it on a daily basis, sometimes I forget the basics, like, steps 1, 2, and 3. Like, I need to surrender. Step 1 is step 1 is surrendering. And step 2 is like, there is a power greater than me that can, like, restore me to sanity. And sanity is that, like, natural state, right, that we're supposed to be in. And then I can turn my will and my life over, like 100%, turn it over to a loving, caring, kind God of my understanding, And what that means to me is a God, just so people, like, because sometimes, like, Christians get a little confused on that part, but because, like, they'll be like, there's only one God. But here's the thing: what a God of my understanding is that I am having a personal relationship with that loving being, right? And that's how it works for me.
Yeah, my mom's very involved in church, and she's like, Melissa, when are you going to graduate from that AA? I'm like, girl, never. But the blessing, too, is bringing we're lucky because our parents and siblings, they are very proud of us, and they're very involved. So they come when we speak, and they come to see us. And my mom and dad had the opportunity to come and see me speak when I when I spoke last, and it was beautiful. And my mom gets it now. Like she doesn't realize that that's where we get our spirituality from. I choose, and Jeff chooses not to go to church to get what we need spiritually. We choose to go to the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous, and that's where we're filled spiritually.
Yeah. That's
Sure.
where my cup gets filled up too. I mean, I fill my cup up on a daily basis, you know, in the morning before I do anything else, before I do anything. And, you know, my part of mine is my morning routine is I read some literature of Narcotics Anonymous. I read the Jesus Calling, and I read this other Jesus. It's by the same lady that wrote Jesus Calling. It's something else. And then I do the Alcoholics Anonymous 3rd and 7th step prayer. This is my routine every morning. And then I jump into some pages in the New Testament. Currently, I'm in Hebrews, I want to say. And I read a little bit from there, and bam, let's go.
That's something like I'm very honest about my recovery, and that's something that I get kind of embarrassed about, is that I don't know the big book that well, and the Bible too. Like, you know, I know a lot about God and my relationship, but I don't know like you know, there's some people that are like, oh, page 125.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, I don't do that, and it makes me feel a little less than sometimes.
I
But
couldn't quote a
You know what
page.
though? Why though? Because I know a lot of people that can quote Bible verses as well as the big book, and I don't want what they have. They're not
Yeah.
spiritually fit, nor do they have a connection to their higher power. So I think it's just like, it's not always. I think it's great if you can absorb that knowledge, but I don't think it solidifies or makes somebody else's relationship stronger than the other. Because like I've gone to Christian and Catholic church, and I know a lot of people that go to church, but they don't practice,
yeah.
you know, what they're supposed to on a daily basis either. So it's like everyone's individual journey is going to be very, very different on how they connect to their higher power.
Yes.
And that's what's important, because you can feel that and you can see that within people, as opposed to just like, I'm going to church on Sunday to like check the box, you know?
Yeah, the only verse that I can quote is John
wept.
John 11:35. Do you guys know that one? Does anybody know John 11:35?
I was like, is that the one on the bottom of the In-N-Out code?
Anybody know John 11:35 without Googling it or Chat GPTing it? It's Jesus wept. It's the shortest verse in the Bible.
It is, which is funny because Catherine and I go to a Wednesday night women's Bible study, and of course it was literally the
Was
verse.
it really?
Yeah, we sent it to you.
Oh, you did?
As we were walking in.
Oh, that's
It
funny.
was like,
I actually
That's
didn't know the verse. I Chat GPT'd it right before I said it. I just know. I remember because I went to Christian private school, and I just remember it's one of the funniest things that I remember is that the shortest verse in the Bible, and it's a full sentence. Jesus wept. So I go with that one. It's the one I can remember. Do you know the longest verse? I absolutely do not know the longest verse. Is it Proverbs 4:23? No, that's Kelly's go-to. I'm sorry, I'm just reading comments on the Natalie Eva Marie, go to her Bible study. Who said that? Brandy?
who said that?
I don't know.
I don't
She's scrolling the wrong way.
Oh, Allie.
Oh, Allie.
Oh, I love Allie. Hi,
You know Allie?
Yeah, she's from Covina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love Allie too.
Allie's great. Well, should we get this party started?
Let's get it started.
Kelly Martinez.
Kelly.
Hi, lovely people. How y'all doing?
That scared the shit out of me.
Like a deer in the headlights. So Sophie always gives me that look. My pug, she stays like that, looking like that 24/7. So I think she's rubbing off on me. So Melissa, thank you so much for sharing. I took this as a little God wink by best friend's niece was named Melissa, and his name was Guadalupe. And I got Jerry from this group asked me to speak on the Virgen's birthday, which is December 12th, and his birthday, Guadalupe, was my best buddy, and his birthday was December 12th as well. So it's like I've gotten a lot of God winks recently. I was listening to a song before church today. My mom actually went to church with me today, and we went to the Little Flower Basilica, and they did the novena again for Saint Therese. So she stayed there with me, and I prayed with her and stuff, and that was good. So I like that you basically. I was like you, scared of God and like Catholic growing up, and didn't really understand. And I was kind of forced to go to church because my parents went to church, and went to Catholic school like for communion and stuff like that, but never completed it. So now as an adult, now that I'm sober, I actually spoke to the priest on Sunday, or I went to Saturday mass and I spoke to the priest, and we had an interesting conversation about like my appearance because I'm covered in tattoos and my hair and stuff like that. And he's like, "Were you concerned about like what the parishioners are going to say?" And I was like, "Well, no, because that's between them and God. If they're judging me instead of doing the Lord's work, then obviously they're here for the wrong reasons. And I'm here to get the word of God and to do whatever it is that he's going to use me for." So long story short, he wants me to get my sacraments and like guide the youth to help them get their sacraments and stuff, and like help them and to tell them my story and stuff, and caution them of like the stuff that I've gone through. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm still figuring out the journey. I'm 7 months sober still. So, several aspects of stuff that I'm still working on in my life, but getting there slowly but surely. Dealing with still a bunch of VA stuff and stuff like that. But hopefully that chapter will be concluded sooner than later, and I can get the VA stuff out from under me, and I can close that chapter and start to heal from that, and hopefully I'm still going to celebrate recovery and then this meeting and stuff like that. So I think that's pretty much what I do. So, and then God every day. So, but thank you guys for listening.
Thanks, Kelly.
Do you notice my dad keeps waving in the back? Like, look at him right now. It's insane. Like,
That's your dad.
yeah, my
Oh,
parents come on
cute.
this Zoom.
Oh,
Oh, look at the dog,
Oh,
Teddy.
Teddy.
That's Teddy.
That's
He's
Teddy.
he's not crusty.
Such a great surprise to see Melissa. Hi from Lancaster to my Covina family, Karen
Karen.
L.
Ah, so cute.
Covina has a strong support.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
Covina's-
out here.
Yeah,
we
you
out
are.
here.
Covina-
Covina's
out
like,
here.
damn.
Yeah.
Wendy and Michael don't mess around.
What is what's Joe B doing?
Driving, doing something.
No, he's in the bathroom.
Oh,
Putting
probably
on-
shaving.
Huh? He's
Shaving.
manscaping, taking care of that
Skincare routine.
skincare. Yeah.
Keep it PG though, bro. Chuck.
All right, Chuck. Oh man, I love these people.
Seriously, brother, come on, man. God. Man, Melissa, right?
Yes.
Man, glad I remember that. I'm bad with names myself, so I liked how everything was talked about tonight, but the one thing that came to mind was, seasons of change. And, we're in a seasons of change right now, summer to fall. And I relate that to, recovery in a sense of being able to learn to reflect, take stock of myself or, what's going on in my life. I did that yesterday, actually. I went on like a 3 or 4 hour drive in the car. And, God's been speaking to me a lot lately, and I've been keeping my ears and eyes open a lot. And I don't know what it is, but there's this calmness that's been going around me for quite, last couple weeks. And I'm not scared of it, but I know when that time comes, when that feeling happens, there's a moment that's going to, I don't know if it's a level up or if it's something going to happen. And I've been doing a lot of simple things in my program lately. I've been keeping it simple. Even training, I've been going back to the simple things again, keeping everything basic. like the first 3 steps I came to and came to believe, and being able to turn it over to a power greater than myself, and not being that little kid that's going to take the ball back at the in the playground. It took me a while to, get good at that. I'm just being a better servant today for the recovery community. That's another thing that I've come to realization, being in recovery for as long as I've been in. I have to continually be a trusted servant to the groups I go to the people I meet, because I don't meet people by accident. I don't talk to people by accident. This is God's, divine. I have to look at it that way. That makes sense. I spoke with a gentleman last night. It was just 2 of us in a meeting. And I looked right at him. I said, it only takes 2 to have a meeting. The gentleman just got out of cancer treatment, and he's first time in, and he knew that he had a problem. So we were just talking about life, talking about himself, and it wasn't about me. And he's asking about me a lot. I said, I'm not here for myself, dude. I'm here with you. And I'm just enjoying the moments in life right now. That's all I got.
We love you, Chuck.
Thanks, Chuck. OG.
Damien?
Is this good?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, good to see you guys. Good to be back. Thank you for your share. Yeah, I can relate to everything you shared and what was shared after. You know, I had this conversation just yesterday too with a woman. She just lost her niece, I think 32 years old, to alcoholism. And she had a lot of questions and hating herself and beating herself up. And even she lost like a sister to the disease. And she doesn't come from where we come from as far as the 12 steps and understanding the addiction, and that this addiction is jails, institutions, and death, and sometimes people just get stuck. So we had a good conversation, and it was shared earlier, like the basics of the program. And this woman, she doesn't know about, she wants to understand addiction, right? And other than, losing her family members, she doesn't understand like the disease. And I don't know the scientific part of why it's a disease. I just know that it can kill me like one, and it's treatable, and how I treat it is basics, prayer, meditation. For me, what's huge is being a service, and doing things when nobody's looking for the right reason, raising my hand to sponsor people. And, to me, working with a newcomer isn't the one only, it just isn't the ones that are in the rooms. It's the ones that are in our schools, the youth that are struggling with, out there. Because that's how it started for me. And, I can definitely relate to losing family members after family members. I just lost my stepfather, and, losing people. And what these rooms taught me was to stay in prayer and get to a meeting and call your sponsor. Those basic little suggestions have got me somewhere, and the last time I was there on the podcast, I had 9 years, and I just celebrated 10 years, a decade of being clean and sober. And it's just due to these simple suggestions, and I feel bad for this woman, that she doesn't understand the program, and what it comes down to is we have to want it, but what I understand is if I don't work a program, my sponsor says for me, if I'm running on self-will, it's SWAT team on site, CPS is at my door, and I keep that in front of me, so thank you guys for holding this space. Thank you.
Congratulations on 10 years.
Yeah,
Happy
dude,
birthday.
and good
Amazing.
share, man.
Awesome.
I didn't recognize you until you started really talking, and your voice, bro.
Because it's dark.
Oh yeah, because I couldn't see you because it's dark too. Your phone was dark. Now I see your
Yeah.
I see your handsome face. What's going on, man? That was a really good share, man.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
happy birthday.
congratulations on 10 years. Vaughn.
What's up, fam? How y'all doing?
Good.
Yeah, Melissa, that was absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for coming out and sharing with us tonight and delivering such a raw and powerful share. That was absolutely incredible. One thing you said, that you kept what you were given and put it in your pocket, and we're like, okay, thanks, bye. I did that exact same thing at like a year and a half sober. Got disconnected for 7.5 more years almost, and just lived. I had 9.5 years before I went out, and it was the most miserable existence. I didn't want anything to do with people. I didn't want anything to do with God. I certainly didn't want anything to do with AA. I didn't know how I stayed sober, but it was the worst existence of my life. And now it's completely opposite, because now I can't stay sober if I don't work the program to the fullest of my ability. Because sobriety isn't owned, it's rented, and rent is due every day. I can't stay sober today off of yesterday's program. I'm only given 24-hour reprieve, so that means I have to work my program to the best of my ability every single day, from the moment I wake up to the moment I lay my head down. And it is following these simple little outlines. You know, it's a simple program for complicated people, is what I'm finding. And we love to complicate the shit out of things that don't need to be, and then ask, why is it so hard? Well, stop making it so hard, and you'll probably not ask that anymore. But I absolutely love this meeting space. I love this family. I love this community. I love getting to hear amazing shares such as yourself. This is absolutely amazing. This is what I look forward to every week. It's the best night of the week to me. I love all my family. Thank you for letting me participate in my own recovery. That's all I got.
We love you, Bon Bon.
Thank you.
Michael.
Yo, what's happening, family?
What's going on, man?
Oh, chilling, long day, feeling good but sober and grateful. Just wanna say, oh, I'm sorry. Melissa, she said stop patting her. I was like, touching her head. Again, a great share. I was like thinking about Street Fighter when you were talking about the fighting shit.
It's so embarrassing.
It was.
Wait, you and Wendy are sitting next to
Yeah,
each
they
other,
are.
right? Okay.
Yeah. I was
That's
like,
so cute.
I was like wondering for a second they were like not in the same Zoom meeting. I was like a little worried that maybe they had a little fight tonight or something, and she was in the bedroom and Michael was on the couch.
Yeah.
But no, how
Very
cute
good.
are you guys? Okay, go ahead, Michael.
Oh man. Yeah, dude, I relate to the part about the emotional sobriety and not being like having your shit on right, like when you stop drinking and not doing the program part, because I definitely suffered from that, angry and like ready to fight. And I think even still sometimes I still gotta work on that shit daily. Cause I'll be like selective with where I apply the program. I was just talking to I actually started working with a therapist yesterday. So I was like, okay, I need to include some other things to like further explore some more like trauma and certain shit that my sponsor may not necessarily be qualified to fucking explore. So I started working with this therapist yesterday, and then I picked up Muay Thai yesterday too, kind of like the physical and spiritual, physical, mental. Because I feel like that energy is still inside, like that addict energy that I've always had, where I would like drink and go crazy. Like I feel like now I'm able to channel it in a more positive direction, and it's like it kind of made me think about what you were saying about like I just like to fight. Sometimes you can channel that shit into something positive and productive. Like you can go take a martial art and like that shit will push you. Like I'm sore as fuck. I did Muay Thai yesterday, one day, and I have not been this fucking sore for I don't know how long, even from weights and shit. But it gives you an outlet, and then there's another community within there with the martial artists. Like most everybody I met, like they're fucking cool, and it's just another community that I've will grow to love outside of my AA family. And yeah, it's I hadn't heard your story, I think we definitely were around the same people because Diva is who I met you through.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's we definitely have a good thing here in Covina. It's definitely and I'm like, oh, so I'll wrap it up real quick. I get to a blabbering, but yeah, the community we have here is solid. I definitely feel like we good shit grows out of here. You gotta kind of take the bitter with the sweet because we have our bullshit here too, which I'm short tempered with it, but
Yeah.
I think we have some good recovery here. And if you like kind of eat the chicken, spit out the bone, like get, process the bullshit, like you'll be able to stay sober and have a community. So that's all. I will. It's Wendy's turn, I believe. She has headphones on, so I'm gonna mute.
We love you, Michael.
Oh,
Thanks,
thank you.
Michael. I just want to, Vaughn talked about stepping away from the program, and I stepped away from the program, and at one point in my recovery, and also ended up relapsing. And it talks about. I just want to quote something from the basic text, which I'm literally reading because I can't quote the basic text or any text. A relapse may be the jarring experience that brings about a more rigorous application of the program, but it could also be an emotional relapse too, because like that's kind of where you all were at, and I love to see people, and including myself, because the starting of this podcast for me, having my son-in-law pass away from this disease. That it brought out a more rigorous application of me diving back in and really working a program. And a lot of it for me was the fact that I noticed Natalie really working a more solid program and diving into into the Word and into the Bible. And I noticed a change in her. And like for myself, I wanted to really have a change within me, and so like I really dove back into the steps, into the meetings, and it's nice to see that happen for you as well.
Yeah.
And we don't have to do it like we could take breaks from Alcoholics Anonymous or not Narcotics Anonymous, but I don't necessarily like recommend that for people, because look, we get a daily reprieve, based on our spiritual maintenance, and however that looks for y'all. We do this one day at a time. We literally get 24 hours.
Yes.
And then hopefully you wake up and do the same shit that kept you sober yesterday.
That's why I'm sorry, I don't.
No, that's
it's not
fine.
Cross talking, right?
Yeah.
I don't.
We cross talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's exactly why, like, I never had the opportunity to give away what was given to me.
Yeah.
And that I think is like the most precious part of the program. Once you work with another alcoholic and you sit there and you listen to them and you go through the book, and you actually see the light come on in their eyes, in their heart. And that's the gift that we get as sober individuals. But I didn't realize that, I was missing out on that by not sticking around. And also being able to work with a newcomer. Yeah, I have 14 years, but I don't act like it. I don't act like it at all. And
I mean, you were just beating somebody's
Yeah.
ass 3 months ago.
I know, what the helly.
Sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly, right?
Very slowly.
That's right.
My poor
That's
husband. But yeah, for sure. Working with a newcomer too, and letting them know that, hey, you're not going to be okay after 1 or 2 or 3. Like, you have to continue to do this.
Yeah.
Like, letting them see that I'm not perfect. Is like a big gift to me.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I love that you actually shared that tonight on this, because it's like, it is such a reminder. Like, I can act out in anger. Somebody pisses me off. Like, I want to go zero. Natalie, Emily was there. Yeah, Emily was there. My wife. I embarrassed my wife. Like, I like literally, we were at the Daytona 500, and some dude wouldn't let me over, and he started getting a little cray, and like, I can still go there.
Yeah.
And when he said a couple things to me, I started to get out the car.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Never get out of the car.
Not good. Car was full of people. His wife and me are in the back. It was not good.
My wife's on right
Emily
now.
was on in the car.
There's my wife right there, the little cute,
Donna's
cute
looking
dog.
at me like, oh my God.
Like, what is my husband doing right now? Because he's an idiot. You know, but I can, like, it is progress, not perfection, man. I still have things that trigger me, and dude triggered me, you know. And how embarrassing would that be if you know,
horrible,
I get arrested for beating up a guy, not just because of the Hopeaholics, but like, I own drug and alcohol treatment centers. That's what I do for a living. That's my real job, right? And that's like, but here's the truth. We're not perfect. And, you know, I have to come to a meeting like this and admit the fact that, like, I fucked up.
Yeah.
You know, and this isn't an amends that I get to make because I have no idea who the guy was. But, like, even Costco, our Costco haul 2 weeks ago, I don't know if any of y'all saw it, but I jumped up on some water bottles. I thought it was.
We don't recommend that to anybody.
I thought it was
that watches our stuff.
I thought I was Fred Durst for a second.
Like, literally, he thought he was the character.
And then I got in trouble at Costco, and I acted out a little bit with the guy. I literally had to go make an amends. So I had to make a fucking 10th step amends to the guy. Like,
at Costco.
At Costco, because we shop there.
Yep.
Every week.
Every
and
week.
we would like to continue to shop there.
We would.
But isn't that beautiful that you could, you know, you're being an asshole and
Yeah.
you're like, okay, let me go.
But you know what? Where I think the growth really is that, like, it bothered him later on that day.
Yes.
And so, like, he mentioned it not only that day, but the rest of the week until we went back to Costco for him to make the amends. So I think
and when I saw the guy, I was like, okay, God was, when I saw the guy, he was working the merchandise section, and he was a manager at Costco. I had to walk up to him and let him know that, hey, my behavior was inappropriate last week. You know, I got a little carried away because we were trying to make a viral moment on Instagram, and that was really not professional of me. And so I did it. I made my amends.
Yeah, and that's beautiful. I think that's awesome.
And the guy didn't react exactly how I wanted to him, and that was another thing of God saying, "Hey, you're making this amends for you, not for him." Anyways, I took too much time, but I just wanted to kind of follow up on that whole, like, we're not perfect.
No, and just like was it Vaughn said, today's the only day we really have.
Yeah.
Like, we're surrounded with people with 30 years, 40 years, and it really doesn't matter because today's the only day that really counts.
Yep.
So I don't like to get tracked by the fact of how much time, because that really doesn't.
It doesn't.
You know.
It's not the most important thing. You know, there's people with 20 years of sobriety that don't have anything that I'm looking for.
Oh yeah, 1000%.
And anyways, Wendy.
Hello, family. Oh, mute, babe. Okay. Anyways, Melissa, so happy to see you. You know, you started to talk about one of your funny stories, and you I thought you were going to go into this other story that you were going to tell. There was one that I heard you tell recently about something with a neighbor.
Oh,
and it was really funny.
My neighbor's having sex. Yeah. Yes, girl, that was.
Maybe she'll share that with anyways. But it's the humanness, right? It's the humanness, and that's the part right there, right? Humanness, and just being human and having faults and then owning it, right? Like that part. And the one thing that you said that I really, a couple things, you know, that bottom, hitting a bottom without drinking, right? Hitting a bottom, like this emotional, spiritual, like I'm at a bottom, and you know, you can't save your face and your ass at the same time, right? And it's like, what are we going to do? And that part, like a couple of years ago, I just hit a bottom, you know, I hit a bottom, and it was painful, and it was super emotional and spiritual. And I felt like it was something I wasn't going to be able to stay sober through. And it's one of those things that it shook me, and I ended up in a meeting, and I ended up spilling my guts, and I ended up crying out, and I heard myself say, like, I want to drink, like, this hurts so bad. And when I heard it, it scared me, but I was in a safe place, and it was like I was just being real and honest. And it's funny because I get a lot of compliments with, like, oh, Zen Wendy, and she teaches meditation, and I get all these things. And you know what? There was nothing Zen about me that day. I was losing my shit, and I was a mess. Right. And I knew I couldn't go in there and save my face and my ass at the same time. I did not want to drink. I did not want to die. And so I had to be real. And so that's the one thing, like, no matter where we are in our sobriety, like, be honest, be real. Like, that's the one thing, step one, man, honesty. And thank God for that, for my home group. Thank God for my safe place, right? Because if I didn't have that, who knows what today would be. The other thing was, I remember when I came into the rooms, and I didn't come in because I wanted to stop drinking. I came in because I wanted to save my job, right? I'd made a really interesting call the night before. And I made it to my boss, and I said, I think I have a drinking problem. And I spilled out my guts. And then I was like, shit, I got to fix this problem, right? Like, who does that? Like, I really didn't want to stop drinking, but I had to follow up with it. And so, I ended up in the rooms, and trying to save my job and save my relationship with my kids and all this stuff. And I remember someone saying, do you have a desire to stop drinking? And I was like, I don't know. I see my timer going off. And so, but what they said, do you have a desire to stop hurting yourself and others? And that I could relate to. Yes, I had a desire to stop hurting myself and others. And so I just started hearing things like that. And then I started hearing, and then I started doing, and then I started wanting, and then it turned into something beautiful, and so, just stay. Like, I believe that we're put in these meetings for a reason. And if we just stay, we'll hear what we need to hear. Right. So thank you for letting me share.
We love you, Wendy. Bring us on home, Allie.
Melissa, I love you. Hi guys. I'm actually like in a hallway of a doctor's office, so I have to get blood work, the whole thing. But anyway, I'm so glad this meeting exists. And I have to say that last year I came into the Puente house. Melissa did my makeup we like give gifts out. It was the first time I felt pretty in, like, I don't even know, probably 5 years, because like I just got so lost in my addiction. And then I started going to the 11 o'clock meetings that she's talking about. And I remember like her telling stories and just being like, oh my gosh, like, she has 14 years, and if she can do this, like, I can do this. Yeah. Like, and you were just such an inspiration. And I remember that fight in the parking lot. I remember you coming into our meeting, and I've just always respected you so much and your honesty. Like, I love you and your husband. I loved Jeff's share at the meeting this week. I love that you guys have your family back. It's just like amazing watching you guys, and it like really helps keep me in the rooms. And Covina is a very special place. I've said that before, but like, I've tried to recover in many, many places, and there's something very magical about our community. Like, I just am so grateful. I got news today that my liver's enlarged and it's fatty, and that's why I'm getting blood work. And it's because of the things I did to it, But I actually got addicted to opiates because of liver failure. I had hepatitis A, which is a very rare like thing. So I freaked out when I got the news and was like, well, I should just drink, because like, if I'm going to have to go through liver stuff again, then I might as well just go out. Like, and then like I called my sponsor, of course, because I have the tools today, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. But like, my first thought is still crazy. And like, thank God I've worked steps, and thank God I have a program, because like, I don't know that I would be at a doctor's office at 7 o'clock at night trying to get blood work and be on this meeting. You know what I mean? Like, and I just love you guys so much. And I picked up a new sponsor today, and like, life is good, and this too shall pass. I love you, Melissa. I love you guys.
Oh, love you too.
Love you, Allie. Joby, I saw your hand. Did you have a burning desire or what? Come on. Joe, yes or no? He said, what?
It's not a burning desire, but I wanted to speak.
Oh.
So I didn't know how to answer that. Well, I'm sorry. I thought I raised my hand and I didn't. And last week I didn't know I raised my hand, but I did. My bad. I don't know what's going on with my phone. But oh man, I just wanted to say the speaker was phenomenal. I don't know your name. I'm
Melissa.
sorry. Melissa, very good. Phenomenal. The emotional sobriety part was great. The giving yourself grace, I had to do that with myself. I was so hard on myself the last couple of weeks because it's like the closer I get to God, the more it hurts to sin. Like, really hurts to sin. And everything's a sin. Like, everything's a sin. I can't do nothing, you know? And it's really, really hard. So I've been sharing on that lately. And everyone's telling me the same thing. Yo, give yourself some grace. You know, it's okay. It's you're not really hurting anybody. I'm starting to hurt myself just with my thoughts. And honestly, these meetings have been fucking fire. Sorry for cursing. Caught it as I was doing it. Mama Penny, Mama Nem, Papa Nem, happy birthday. Sorry for damn, I lost my track. These meetings have been fire. Every speaker's been talking about God and recovery. And Chad, bro, you said it, man. You got to do a 10-step. I had to make an amends yesterday because I was at my home group. I'm the chair, and we had a business meeting, and the guy just couldn't accept the terms of the situation. And I'm trying to control the meeting because that's my job. And to be honest, I just didn't like him. And I was like, yo, just shut the fuck up. Like, I was really mean, cursed again, sorry. But I was so upset about it. I felt terrible about it. Immediately after the meeting, I reached out to him and I made an amends. And he was not cool about it. Not at all. I was really upset about that. And I was like, you know what? I don't care. Let him see what he's doing. And I got all of that. I thought about that because of what you said. You don't really read the blue book. Like, I probably read every step in a meeting, but I do NA steps. And there's a lot of people, that guy's one of them, that's got 14 years, but I don't want his recovery at all. You know, I don't want his recovery. I want to live in 10, 11, and 12. That's where I live every day. For those of you that don't understand that, the steps is 1 through 9. 10, 11, and 12 is doing the steps every day, one day at a time. That's what it is. So if you could live in 10, 11, and 12 every day, you'll never relapse. You'll be really, really happy, and life will get really, really good. But once you start doing that slow disconnect, like Von was talking about, right? You stop going to meetings. That happened to me in December. This past December, I was losing my mind. And I kept coming. I couldn't figure it out. And it was just 1 week. 1 week I disconnected, and I was really, really scared because I didn't know how to get that peace back. And all that is 10, 11, and 12. Going to God, going to meetings, having some sort of network, right? And I keep learning from you. Chad and Natalie, you guys are banger after banger after banger. Every time you guys speak, it's something I need to hear. That's why I hate that I got to go to meetings, but I keep coming and I keep hearing shit that I need to hear. And it's a good reminder. And it's, what is it? An hour out of my day. Hour out of my day to not kill myself and others. I'll take it. So, thanks, guys. I'm sorry about holding you guys up, but
We love you,
good
Joe.
meeting tonight, guys. Love you guys too.
Rachel, did you just put your hand up? Okay,
Yes,
bring us
I
on
did.
home.
You threw
I-
Natalie off,
Yeah.
Rachel.
Sorry. I've been looking forward to this meeting like literally all day, all week. Like the last 2 weeks are kicking my butt. Full-time job, social work grad student. Melissa, is that correct?
Yes.
I'm sorry I missed your share. Like, I was devastated when I looked at the time on my computer, 8:41. I was like, no, I've been fighting with this e-textbook. Anyway, the reason I looked forward to it today, I've been listening to this Christian comedian named John Crist, and he said something on his last 2 podcasts, and it made me think of Coach Kristen. I see you on here, Coach Kristen. They're talking about people in power, and they said, you can do what you want when you're popping. And I have thought of you all week driving to work. It's given me a smile. And then I think of this meeting and I think of, I'm just so grateful that this popped up on my IG, 3 episodes in, Chat. I'm just so glad that you guys are a part of my life. So just know you can do what you want if you're popping. Thanks.
That's for
Awesome.
sure. Yeah.
We love you, Rachel.
Thanks, Rachel. We appreciate you. She's also OG, Recover Out Loud, Hopeaholics.
Now time to lie to him.
It's that time, guys, and we are the only meeting. So everybody, go ahead and start turning your
Look at
cameras
my
on.
dad's already dancing. There's no music. I don't know how to understand what's going on.
Turn your cameras on, guys.
Look at him.
Turn your cameras on because we are actually the only
Julian's,
meeting in the
dancing
whole
and-
entire universe
Julian's getting it right now. Him and
that
my dad
dances
are all at
out.
the same party.
We're the only meeting that dances out. So what I want everybody to do is get them cameras on. Let's get those arms up in the air. Get them up. Let's go. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. 44 of you made it to the miracle, guys.
We love you guys. Bye.
Recording.
Bye.